Hey everybody, happy Monday. I hope you had a great day. Welcome to Elevate Others, Ba-Bam. This is vlog number 14. This is probably a controversial topic, but it's only controversial because people don't want to talk about it. I do want to talk about it because I want to make sure that people are awake and aware of what is really going on in the world today. The header, hey Lisa, you know, the header's a little controversial. Don't rely on college education. And I just want to say why. I want to tell you guys why. So I like to look at different analogies, and I like to talk about different things. And I listen to smart people. When they come up with analogies, I like to use them. But you take the woodcutter, for instance. He's chopping wood. He's trying to chop a tree down out in the forest, and you know, for the past few days, you know, he's had so much success in chopping those trees down. And then all of a sudden one day, he's having all this difficulty. And somebody walks by and he's like, what's wrong? He said, I just can't understand it. You know, it was so easy to chop these trees down, and now I'm having so much trouble. I'm banging away in the most laborious way. Hey, Devin, how are you? And the gentleman said, hey, look, you know what? It looks like your axe is getting dull. You just have to sharpen it and hone it. So if you think about that analogy, you have to hone your own skills. You have to hone your own education because you have to continuously be learning. I mean, if you look at a few years ago, you know, things seemed really, really easy. They really did. You know, you had a job, you had a career, but then all of a sudden technology and automation came storming through, and it dulled your axe. You may not know it yet, but the axe is getting dull. And the problem is with most people in this world, you know, they'll sit back and they'll say, well, you know what? I'll be okay. That's not going to affect me. I'll be fine. Everything is good. But technology is moving faster, and we have to continuously learn and adapt and understand that we can't look at the world the same way we did years ago. It just moved too fast. So, you know, you could get a degree, and you could get a career. But what they're looking at now, if you look at the data, when someone graduates with a degree, that degree could last maybe 3 years now. Seriously, 3 years. Think about it. Think about the amount of time these kids are spending in college. But what is really the message I really want to get across to people, and let's talk about people like us, our generation. I'm continuously learning. I'm curious. I'm just curious by nature. I mean, after what happened to me, you know, in my career, I just became very curious. I started learning. I started getting into different things, and I just started adapting. And I think more of us should be doing that. And as a matter of fact, that's why I do this. I'm trying to encourage people to move forward and adapt so that they are not replaced by technology. Rather, embrace it. Do something where you know, hey, Kim, how are you? Do something where you know you are going to keep up with that. So you have to be constantly learning. You have to be constantly adapting. That's the only way we are going to grow. Human beings can only grow if they are continuously learning. And but with kids, they go to school, they get their degree, and they think that that's when they're supposed to stop learning. But in today's world, that is just, nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, once you get your degree and once you graduate from college, that's when the learning really begins. Because now you're in the real world. Technology is moving at a lightning fast speed. We can't even keep up with it. And if you think how far we've come just since the iPhone has come out. So they have to constantly be learning and adapting and understanding that, yes, to do it, there is going to be a struggle. And you're going to have to keep learning, and you're going to have to get through those obstacles. But while you're doing that, other people are going to be resting. And guess what's going to happen to those people who are resting, who are relaxing while you're staying up a little later at night, and you're learning and you're honing your skills and you're learning new skills and you're constantly finding out new information that you never thought you would ever consume before. and that's going to advance you. That's going to keep you one step ahead. But those who are resting and saying, I will be fine, the world is going to pass them by. For those of you who are going to get out there and you're going to learn, especially the younger generation who believes that once they get the degree they can stop learning, I'm here to tell you absolutely not. Hey, Lori, I'm here to tell you absolutely not. When you get that degree, that's when you start learning. That's when you start going out there and educating yourself. Hey, David, because if you rely on that degree, if you rely on what was taught to you in school, hey, bud, which you're not going to... Think about how many people are going to use what they learn in high school and college. Chip, how are you? How many... I have my second daughter now going to college. I'm going to have 2 kids in college. And I tell them, look, I don't know what you're going to learn. I don't know how it's going to help you. Neither one of you are going to be a doctor or a lawyer. So that's totally different. I'm not bashing education. But like I said, formal education is totally different than self-education. Self-education allows you the opportunity to continue, exactly, David, you better believe it, constantly about discovery. I mean, I love that right there. I mean, that's where the value comes in. That's why I do this. When people engage like that, you know, David, you threw something out there that I didn't even say, and that's what really makes it special. But people have to understand that education, that degree, it may get you a job, but is it going to truly get you a career? Are you going to be there for longevity? Years ago, you got a degree, you went into a field, you had a career. It didn't mean you loved it, but you earned a living and you were able to make money and you were able to pay the bills and take care of your family and everything else. But today, it's not the case. The average is 3 years that you use your degree. So what do you do after that? What do you do? Do you crawl up into a ball? Do you stop living? Do you stop making money? Do you stop innovating? Do you stop changing the world? Absolutely not. So the point of all this is, I just want people to continue to learn. Go out of your way to learn new things. Go out of your way to hone your skills and understand. I mean, like I said, I became so curious after technology took over my past career. So curious, and I keep digging into this and I keep listening and learning from incredible people and going to masterminds. I just got back from a mastermind, and what I learned down there, I could have never learned in the 5 years that I went to college. Not even 4. I went to college for 5 years. I could have never have learned, hey Lisa, not in a million years could those professors for those 5 years that I went to college, where I got my degree, could they have taught me what these entrepreneurs, what these innovators, these people who are constantly curious and constantly learning, they never stop learning. They never stop asking questions. They want to know, how am I going to stay ahead of the game? And if you do that, hi Lisa. Lisa Beal. Bonvini, I'm sorry. Hey Steve, how are you? Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. And, you know, it's very important because it's not just for kids who are getting a degree. It's for us. It's for us. You were 5 years too, David? It is for us too. Look at what I'm doing. I go to work and I'm trying to build a whole new movement, not even a career. I'm trying to build a movement to get people to embrace technology before it replaces them, to continue learning, to get out there, to tell their story. Because the simple fact is, and there's nothing there, this is undeniable, a formal education it used to be a formal education will get you a career or can give you a career. But a formal education today may get you a career. But self-education will give you a life. And that's my takeaway. And that's what I really want you to walk away with. Because that is the truth. So let's learn, let's elevate others, and I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow night. And a big ba-bam out to you. And Lisa, Steve, David, thank you very much for all of you jumping on. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. A big ba-bam.